Sellzum is an online store platform that allows you to create a storefront to sell your products and items. Sellzum is perfect for artists, photographers, and anyone else who needs to sell their stuff. Sellzum is a free-to-use platform that only charges a 3% commission fee when you sell an item. If you don't sell anything, there is no charge. This video is going to cover the seller's experience when using Sellzum. To become a seller on Sellzum and to create your storefront page, you first need to register and create an account. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I've already pre-filled in these fields, and now I'm going to accept the terms and conditions, and I'm going to verify that I'm not a robot. Excellent. I'm not a robot, so I'm going to click on the register button, and my account has been created. That's how easy it is to create your store page. Now your store page is empty because you haven't uploaded any pictures for your items or created galleries that hold your items' pictures. So after creating my account, I first have to activate it, so I need to look out for an email from Sellzum. And sometimes this email goes into the junk email or your spam folder, so make sure you check there. And you need to click on this link to activate your account now. Alright, so my account has been activated, and now I can begin to create my product galleries. So to access Sellzum, you need to first sign in to the control panel, and this is for the seller. So on Sellzum's main page, click on sign in, and that will take you to the control panel. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in as the user I just created. So this is the main control panel for the seller. You've got settings, tags, galleries, sales, and invoices. Before we can create product galleries, we need to adjust our account settings. For one, we need to set our PayPal address, and this needs to be a valid PayPal email address that can accept credit card payments. And we can also set whether or not we want to participate in local pickup pricing mode. And basically what that allows you to do is allows you to set two prices on an item. You can have a delivered price, which includes shipping if it applies, or you can also have a local pickup price, or you can have just one or the other, depending on which kind of store you want to create. I'm going to create a store that has both delivered price and local pickup pricing mode enabled. So to do that, I need to click on this Enable Local Pickup Pricing checkbox. And then I need to fill out these fields so that the buyer knows where they're going to be picking up from. So I'm going to use my city, state, and zip that I'm based out of. So to enable local pickup pricing mode, I need to save the changes to my account. So I've done that. Local pickup pricing mode is enabled, and my theme has been updated to dark for the storefront page that gets created. So now I need to set my PayPal address, and my PayPal address is luckily the same as my email address that I used to create with this account. If it's not, that's okay. You will just have to verify that the email address is valid, and an email will be sent out similar to the one for the account setup. So you also need to set the PayPal currency, and this is the currency that you wish to receive payments from. So in case you're an international user, you could accept other forms of payment such as Canadian dollars or any of them in the list here, but I'm going to want to receive US dollars. So I'm going to update my PayPal account, and it's going to let me know that I can only set the currency one time. Am I sure that I want to use US dollars? And the answer is yes. My PayPal information has been updated, and now I can create galleries because the PayPal address has been entered. Also on the settings page, you can set your About Store information, and this is what will show up on your store page under the About tab. And I'll get back to that later to show you that what I put in here showed up. So I'm going to go ahead and put whatever I want in here. You can put information about your store, pictures, you can add links. So say I'm just going to put a short description of my store. And say I want to link to my existing web page. You can use this interface to essentially build what you want your About page to say. And I want to center this. And I also want to change the color. You could do a lot more. This is just a quick example. So I'm going to save that for my About Us content, and it's been saved, and it should show up in the About tab on our store page, and I'll show you that later. Also in the settings page, you can change or update the PNG watermark that's used in case you want to protect your pictures. This is optional. You don't even have to use the watermark, but when you upload the pictures, you can choose to apply the watermark. And if you want to change the watermark from the default, you can upload a custom PNG here by just dragging and dropping or clicking in the space and selecting your PNG. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to use the default. And you can also upload a account picture, which is a picture of you or your store, and that will show up in the About tab as well, and that's optional. And you can also change the banner that shows up on your storefront page at the top. I'm going to use the default, which is this one. If I wanted to change it, you want to kind of have a repeating background that is nice and can repeat in a way that will look nice as the banner. And you can just drag and drop like the other optional settings. So those are the optional settings, which I'm not going to change. And this is basically what you can change in the settings for the control panel. And you can also purchase more space in case you need a gigabyte as you are adding more products to your galleries. On the tags page, you can associate a word with your account, and what this tag can be used for is when you upload images for your products, you can tag them a certain way so that if you have different galleries containing similar items, they will show up all grouped together on your store page. So I'm going to create one, a basic one, and I'm just going to call it computer. So anything that's related to computer will be tagged as computer. You can add up to 50 of these in your account and then associate them with products in your galleries. So that's essentially just the tag section. It's real simple, and you can remove the tags if you want, or you can add additional tags. And if you wanted to add multiple, you can separate them by commas in this window. That's the tag section. Now, galleries is the main logic and the main reason behind using Sellzum. This is where you can create different groups of products that you're trying to sell. So I'm going to create a computer parts gallery, and this will just have a few items that I'm selling that deal with computers. So the gallery has a name and a description, and it also has autoplay options. Autoplay is when your items show up on your store page, the buyer can click on one and it will show up in this gallery view, and when the autoplay time elapses, it will move on to the next picture automatically if you have it enabled. So I'm going to choose 10 seconds. So I've created the gallery, and it shows up here under the galleries list. And now to add products to this gallery, I need to click on the upload button, and which is right here. So now I can either click in this white space or drag and drop files, pictures of my products, so that they get uploaded to this gallery. So I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop, and I have these 4 items for sale. I'm just going to drag them and drop, and it's going to upload into the gallery. Now when we're done uploading, you can click on the X to close the window or click out of it, and once you do that, it will open the management interface for your items. So in order for your items to show up publicly to potential buyers in your storefront page, they must have a short description, a price, either a delivered price or local pickup price, depending on if you have local pickup price enabled, and a quantity greater than 0. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the description of my items. Now, if I wanted to add a detailed description, since this is limited by 80 characters, you can click on Enter More Details, and this will open a pop-up window where you can use that similar interface to your account store page info, and you can add pictures, additional pictures that are hosted elsewhere. You can add additional content. You can bold it. You can format it the way you want, different fonts, and add as much information as you want regarding the item. And now this detailed description will show up in a link called More Details on your storefront page for the item. I'm not going to go ahead and fill out a detailed description, but this can be very helpful in case you want to expand upon the item so that you give the buyer more information about what they're buying. So now I'm also going to tag all of these items computer, since they are related to computer. So now these items have been tagged, And in this interface, you can drag and drop to change the product order that they appear in the gallery. And you can also set a cover photo, which is what will show up in the gallery interface back here. And I'll show you that in a second. So I set the netbook picture as the cover photo. And you can select all, you can deselect all, and say I wanted to protect the netbook picture with a watermark, even though in this scenario it doesn't really apply, but this is nice for artists and photographers who want to protect their work with a watermark. You can select as many as you want and then click on Activate Watermark. Notice the watermark has been added to the image, and it will also show up in the full screen mode. You can deactivate the watermark by selecting the images that you want to deactivate on and click on Deactivate. If you want, you can also select the images that you want to delete from a gallery and click on Delete. This is the main interface for your product management for inserting items into a particular gallery. When you're done, you can just close the window and all of your changes have been saved. Notice that the cover photo updated for this particular gallery. For every gallery you add, it will show up in your store page. To see your store page, you need to click on View Store. This will show you what buyers will see. This shows you that you created this computer parts gallery. You can click on it, and it will show you the items within that gallery. And then if you click on it again, it will show you the larger image of each product, and you can go through the gallery, and the autoplay is also enabled, which you can stop by hovering over and clicking. But I'm going to let it continue, so after 10 seconds it should switch. And notice that this image has our watermark. So after 10 seconds it switched. Say I wanted to buy this item. The delivered price is $10, so I'm going to click on Buy Now. And this item is available through delivery or local pickup, since I specified a local pickup price of $8. So this is the interface that the buyer will see to buy your item. So I could choose to have it delivered to me if I'm the buyer. This is just a quick view of your store page, which is what the buyer will see, but this view will be covered more in the buyer, how the buyer interacts with Sellzum. But notice in your About Us, the content that you put in your settings showed up. And also, buyers can contact you directly by using the contact. And this is your store. Again, it has your username, and it has only your galleries. And then if you wanted to show images tagged as computer on the galleries page, this is why this is helpful, is because it will grab every image that was tagged computer in multiple galleries and render it. So if I click on Show, it will show all the pictures that I tagged as computer, which happens to be the pictures that are in the gallery. But again, if you had multiple galleries and you tagged an item computer in a different gallery, it'll show up in this view as well. So this is the main part of the control panel, which is managing your product galleries. If you want to add more pictures, you can click on the upload button again. If you want to manage the pictures again, this opens the management interface. You can actually share and embed your product galleries in existing websites by clicking on the code generation button, and this will give you a direct link to the gallery, and it will also give you the embed code for where you can put it on an existing web page or add it to a WordPress post, and it will basically show you the slideshow view of your items, and potential buyers can interact with it and buy the items right then and there. You can also edit the gallery and disable the autoplay if you'd like, or even disable the gallery because it's no longer available. Or you can delete the gallery entirely by clicking on the delete button. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to delete my items. So this is the galleries interface. The sales tab will show all of your sales activities within the past 3 months. However, you can show all of your sales by doing a date search and looking for specific sales. Sales will show the buyer information, which includes the buyer's address and the buyer's email address. This will help you get in contact with the buyer so that you can deliver the item. Sellzum does not do any of the delivery. That is up to the seller. So all of your sales will show up here along with other options to contact the buyer and inform the buyer of when the item was sent. Now under the Invoices tab, that will show you the invoices that have been generated by Sellzum with the 3% commission fee or the 6% commission fee for currencies other than US dollars. And this is where you can pay your invoices to continue to keep your account active. Obviously, this account has not had any sales, and it does not have any invoices to generate because there are no sales to base a 3% commission fee off of. But when there are, your sales and invoices will show up in their respective tabs.